Please rise and welcome to the stage the Montgomery County Honor Guard to present our colors, and the Montgomery County Police Officer 3, Sarah White, to lead us in the national anthem.
Detail. Halt. Left. Face. Carry. Colors. Present. Colors.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Arms. Order. Colors. Ready. Cut. Right. Face. Forward. March.
Well, what a beautiful day. Every day is a wonderful day to celebrate our heroes. Good morning and welcome to the 51st Montgomery County Public Safety Awards, proudly co-presented once again by the Montgomery County government and the Montgomery County Chamber of Commerce. I'm Angela Franco, President and CEO of the Montgomery County Chamber of Commerce, and it is my honor to welcome you as we gather to recognize the extraordinary dedication, courage, and service of our first responders and the entire public safety community. I also want to take a moment to celebrate any veterans in the room. If you're able, please stand to be recognized. Thank you so much for your service. Today, we celebrate individuals who go above and beyond in service to others, often in moments of urgency, uncertainty, and great need. Their commitment helps keeps our community and residents safe and our community strong. Before our program begins, I would also like to acknowledge all of our elected officials who are joining us today, some of who you will hear from today during the program. Lieutenant Governor Aruna Miller, Congressman Jamie Raskin, Congresswoman April McLean Delaney, as well as representatives from Senator Alsterbrook and Senator Van Hollen, County Executive Mark Elrich, Council President Natalie Fanny Gonzalez, Council Vice President Marilyn Balcom, and all of our council members here in Montgomery County. Thank you so much. And thank you for your service as well in making our communities better every day. We also have some very special student guests with us this morning. Will the students from the Friends Rescue Service Girls Wired for Fire program, High School Cadet program, Justice, Law and Society, and Law Enforcement and Leadership groups, could you please stand to be recognized? You are our future and heroes in the making. Thank you. I also want to take a moment to recognize the students that are here with us from Montgomery College and University of Cherry Grove. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. On behalf of the Chamber and our Board of Directors, we thank all of you for joining us this morning and for celebrating our local heroes. And finally, thank you to our public safety personnel for all that you do each and every day to keep our communities and our families safe. It is now my pleasure to introduce Errol Stoddard, Assistant Chief Administrative Officer in the Office of the County Executive. Errol, and thank you so much for your partnership.
On behalf of County Executive Mark Elrich and the Montgomery County government, it is my pleasure and privilege to join you all for the 51st Montgomery County Public Safety Awards. I'd also like to thank the Montgomery County Chamber of Commerce for its valued partnership in making today's event possible. Public safety is more than a responsibility. It's a commitment we make to every resident who lives, works, visits our community. It's the promise that when someone calls for help, there will be a skilled, compassionate professional ready to respond. It's the reassurance that in moments of crisis, there are individuals willing to step forward with courage, training, and resolve. Today, we recognize people who embody the commitment at the highest level. I'd like to take a moment to have each of our chiefs stand to be introduced. Chief Mark Yamada of Montgomery County Police Department. Sheriff Max Wee, Montgomery County Sheriff's Office. Fire Chief Corey Smedley, Montgomery County Fire and Rescue Service. Chief Lakeisha Robinson, Maryland National Capital Park and Planning, Park Police, Montgomery County Division. Director Ben Stevens, Montgomery County Correction and Rehabilitation. Director Luke Hodgson, Montgomery County Office of Emergency Management and Homeland Security. I also want to say to our nominees and awardees, congratulations and thank you so much for your service. What you do for our community cannot be understated. We are deeply grateful for your service and proud to recognize your achievements. Thank you for all you do for Montgomery County. It is now my pleasure to introduce my co-chair, Steve Robbins, former managing director, Lurch, Early and Brewer, who has chaired this event for the past 26 years.
Good morning. As co-chair of the Public Safety Awards Committee, excuse me, it is truly an honor to stand before you today. On behalf of the Chamber and our entire planning committee, I want to thank everyone who helped make this event possible. Our partners in the county government, our sponsors, and the many individuals who worked behind the scenes to ensure we could gather those to recognize the extraordinary public servants. Please join me in recognizing our committee. First, from the Montgomery County Department of Police, Chief Mark Yamada, Assistant Chief Nicholas Augustine, Lieutenant Cody Fields, Bobby Thompson. From the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Max Swee, Assistant Sheriff Keena Jones, Chief Deputy Robert Lehman, Lieutenant Stephen Duva, Maryland National Capital Park Police Montgomery County Division Chief Lashika Robinson, Captain Tracy Lieberman, Montgomery County Department of Correction and Rehabilitation, Director Ben Stevenson, Warden Frederick Abuelo, Jennifer Castillon-Sisson. From the Office of the County Executive, Assistant Chief Officer Earl Stoddard, who you just saw, Lindsay Bolt, right there. From the Office of Emergency Management and Homeland Security, Director Luke Hodgson, Deputy Director Nicole Markuski, and Montgomery County Fire and Rescue Services, we of course have Fire Chief Corey Smedley, Division Chief D. Howard Richards, Battalion Chief Raphael Gibson, and Heather Jeffrey. And from the Montgomery County Volunteer Fire and Rescue Association, we have Marcine Goodlow, who unfortunately couldn't be here today, but she has been with us all 51 years. So I'd like to ask for a round of applause for Marcine. And then, of course, Montgomery County Chamber of Commerce Board, our Board of Directors and corporate supporters, we really thank you. From the Board of Directors, we have Ann Kademian at the University of Shady Groves, Leslie Ford Weber, Johns Hopkins Suburban Hospital, Bob Elliott with River Falls Investments, Felice Andrade from Giant Food. Let me turn the page here. And last but not least, all of our Chamber of Commerce staff who worked incredibly hard on this event. We have Don Martin, Megan Mucha, and Juliet Chukwu. Thank you to all of our committee members. I would also like to recognize some of our former chiefs in attendance who I have actually had the pleasure to work with over these 26 years. I've seen a lot of chiefs over the times, and I'm so thrilled to have a number of them with us today. Marcus Jones, let's see, Marcus, there you are. Chief Marcus Jones, it's great to see you. Chief Tom Manger. Tom, where are you? Stand up, Tom. Is Director Art Wallenstein here from Correction and Rehabilitation? I don't see him, okay. From Correction and Rehabilitation, we also have Rob Green. Rob? And we also have Angela Talley from Corrections. Angela, is she here? Okay, well, they'll give me a round of applause. And there's one other person I want to point out because I've worked with her for many, many years before she decided to finally retire and enjoy the better part of a new part of her life. We have the former president and CEO of the Chamber, Gigi Godwin, who is very near and dear to me. It's also my pleasure to recognize three former award winners who are celebrating the 50th anniversary of having won their very own Public Safety Awards in 1976. Please stand to be recognized. Is Tom Gartner here? Tom? Okay. Jim Moxley. Well, and Kevin Holbert. Is Kevin here? There he is. There's Kevin. Thank you for being here. Each year, reviewing the nominations for these awards is both inspiring and humbling. We read stories of quick thinking, decisive action, compassion, teamwork, and courage under pressure. Time and time again, we are reminded that public safety is not just about responding to emergencies. It's about dedication to service, commitment to training, compassion, and a deep sense of responsibility to the community. What stands out most is that for the people we honor today, these actions are not about recognition. They are about simply doing their job at an incredible level, often in difficult, unpredictable, and sometimes dangerous circumstances. They step forward when others step back. They bring calm in chaos. They solve problems in real time, knowing that the outcome matters deeply to the people that they serve. To the families and loved ones here today, I say thank you. Let's have a round of applause for the families. Your support, patience, and understanding make this work possible, and we recognize that you share a commitment to service to the community as well, so thank you very much. And of course, to all of our nominees and honorees, congratulations. Your dedication, your integrity, your professionalism, they're the very things that are the best of Montgomery County. We are proud to recognize you and even prouder to have you serving our community, so thank you to all of you. Now, if I could ask you to once again please rise, it's my pleasure to introduce Police Chaplain Pastor Greg Zetz for our invocation.
Good morning. I'd like you to turn to the person next to you and say, "This is a good day." There you go.
I'm next to you.
God bless you, Steve. Thank you. I told someone a minute ago that this house was built for a preacher. Whenever I do an invocation or a benediction, I always include a portion of scripture. And I've chosen Psalm 117, verses 1 and 2, because it is the shortest chapter in the Bible. Psalm 119 is 176 verses, and if I did that, I don't think I'd be asked to come back. But listen to this. Praise the Lord, all you nations. Extol him, all you peoples, for great is his love towards us. And the faithfulness of the Lord endures forever. Praise the Lord. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we've gathered here this morning to remember, recognize, and honor men and women who have sacrificed and have shown courage and valor in very difficult situations. Lord, we're here to say thank you for each person that serves this great county. We thank you that these men and women, through their unselfish actions, remind us of how precious life is. I ask that your comfort would touch those that are here today, especially those who need healing because of the trauma they've experienced in the line of duty. I pray that your presence, Lord, would rest on this gathering today. As it says in this psalm, for great is your love towards us. I ask that each person in this place would encounter your love, the love that drives out all fear, the love that is unconditional and sacrificial, the love that perseveres and does not give up, the love that never fails. May all, Lord, may all that is said here today honor your name. And I pray this in your mighty and wonderful name. And everybody said, amen. You may be seated. Thank you.
It's now my pleasure to welcome to the stage our County Executive, Mark Elrich. Mark.
Good morning, everybody, and I want to thank Lieutenant Governor Miller for your support and partnership. She's here with us today. And thank you to the Montgomery County Chamber of Commerce and President Angela Franco for hosting this event, not her for 51 years, but for the Chamber for doing this for 51 years. It's a long time. And thanks to all elected officials who are here today, to Congresswoman McLean Delaney, Congressman Jamie Raskin, as well as state senators and delegates, county council members, State's Attorney John McCarthy, and Sheriff Max Wee. We are pleased to partner with the Chamber for the 51st annual celebration of our law enforcement and public safety employees who work for our residents at the risk of not returning home each day. You will hear and see numerous harrowing stories of responders risking themselves to protect their communities and their fellow responders. This year, we continue to showcase awards to include the broader public safety community, including emergency management, our HHS mobile crisis and outreach teams, and those who showcased wraparound support for our community members in need. I know that many family members are here today too, and they know, as all of us know, that their efforts in supporting their loved ones at home are critical to them being in the best condition to support their communities. So join me in giving a quick round of applause to the families of our awardees. As a former MCPS teacher, I'm glad to see students in this audience as well. They are the hope for the future, and they're the people we hope stand up and rise up behind the people who are serving us today. They're the people who will serve us tomorrow. Public safety is the bedrock of the community, and people need to feel safe to learn, operate businesses, shop, dine, visit our community, and do everything a normal person wants to do on a normal day. It's our job, everybody in county government, to make sure the people in this county are as safe as we can keep them. And that's why we will continue to invest in providing our first responders with the best training, equipment, and compensation. And we will continue to push the limits of this new technology to make their jobs easier and safer, and by extension, make all of us safer. Thank you to the awardees for their service, to our public safety leadership, and all those who serve our community. And thank you all for being here today. It's good for them to see the support they have in the community when we're giving them these awards. So thank you.
It's now my pleasure to introduce the Montgomery County Council President, Natalie Fani Gonzalez.
Good morning, beautiful people. Again, my name is Natalie Fani Gonzalez. I have the pleasure of being the council president this year, and I'm here alongside my amazing colleagues. We have the chair of the Public Safety Committee, Sidney Katz, and we have Council Vice President Marilyn Balcom. We have council members Don Lukey. I see Andrew Fritzen. I see Kate Stewart, and I see Shevra Evans. Thank you so much for being here today. When we talk about quality of life, the main thing for a community to have quality of life, what is it? Having an essential, professional, and excellence in our public safety team. If you don't have that, you cannot build trust in that community. And I am proud to say that since I joined the county council 3 years ago, almost 4, I have aged in the past 3 years, heavily fast. I had to say that the public safety team, especially the police department and fire and rescue, they have been allies for me in my community. When I joined the county council, I was dealing with a fentanyl crisis among youth. So I had to be constantly working with our police department, with the fire and rescue squad, and with our HHS team, which are also part of the public safety network. And I can tell you that I couldn't be doing my job if I didn't have that partnership. And today, we're celebrating heroes among this public safety community. And this is why Montgomery County is one of those special places. We have people who work here, and they do it with pride, and they do it with so much love. So with that, I want to thank you for having me today, and thank you, Steve, for the amazing job that you have been doing in almost, 30 years?
26, but who's counting?
Almost 30 years. I am counting. And this is one of my favorite events in the county because it does reflect the values that we have in Montgomery County. So thank you very much for all your work. Thanks, everyone.
It's now my distinct pleasure and privilege to introduce our Lieutenant Governor, Aruna Miller, from Montgomery County, Maryland. Here she is. Aruna.
Good morning, everyone. I know we're celebrating the 51st Public Service Awards ceremony, but here's another anniversary that I want to remind you all of. And that is this year, we will be celebrating 250 years of Montgomery County, its recognition on September 6th, as well as our country's 250-year birth on July 4th. So those are really, really extraordinary things that we will be celebrating this year. But I want to let you know that it is so good to be here in Montgomery County, a place that I have proudly called my home for over 3 decades. My husband and I raised 3 daughters here who all graduated from our remarkable Montgomery County Public Schools. And I'll tell you, no matter where public service takes me, let me just say, there's no place like home. So it's good to be back at home. Again, I'm Aruna Miller, Lieutenant Governor of Maryland. Steve, thank you for the lovely introduction. And to all our guests, welcome. Thank you to our elected leaders who are here today, including Congressman April Delaney, who you will later hear from, and of course, our remarkable County Executive, Mark Elridge, our amazing County Council, and our Council President you just heard from, Fanny Gonzalez. And a shout out to members of the Moore-Miller administration. Now, a source of pride, one of the recipients of the awards today is our own Secretary Strickland of Homeland Security. And also I want to recognize Deputy Chief of Staff Travis Nelson of the Moore-Miller administration. And most importantly, thank you to all of our public safety professionals and public servants, including all that are being recognized today. Governor Moore and I know firsthand how much sacrifice and dedication it takes to keep our communities safe. The governor, a U.S. Army combat veteran, has seen that commitment in service to our nation. I've seen that commitment up close as well, both as an elected official and during my years working as an engineer at Montgomery County Department of Transportation, where I work closely with public safety officers, and also as an immigrant living in the most diverse county in the entire nation. I've also seen how public safety officials stand on the front lines to protect our neighbors of every background. People who come from different parts of the world, speak different languages, and practice different faiths. And here's what I've learned over the years watching all of you do this work and how you serve our community so faithfully. First, service is a calling. It asks you to put others first. Another thing I've learned is that public safety is never the work of one individual or one agency or one county. It takes police officers, firefighters, EMTs, deputies, sheriffs, correctional officers, park police, Homeland Security, all working together. Third, it is the work that happens 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, behind the scenes and out of the spotlight. It's dispatchers answering the call at 3 a.m. It's crisis counselors responding to someone's darkest moment. It's emergency managers preparing for storms before they arrive. And make no mistake, our communities are stronger, safer, and more resilient because of each and every single one of you. Since the Moore-Miller administration took office, we've seen reductions in violent crime statewide. 44% across the state, homicides down 25% statewide, the lowest in nearly 50 years. Non-fatal shootings down 28% statewide, and robberies are down by over 25%, with more than 2,000 fewer robberies statewide in 2025. But statistics only tell part of the story. The real story is the one we're celebrating today. the moments when someone chooses courage over comfort, service over self, and action over hesitation. Like the teams being honored with Valor Awards, who place themselves directly in harm's way to save others, or the first responders who rescued a family and the brave young boy, Ashish J. Raman, trapped on the roof of a submerged car, a moment where coordination, training, and quick thinking made the difference between tragedy and survival. And Ashley Robinson, who created a camp to introduce young women to careers in fire and rescue, showing young women that they belong in these roles too. Again, congratulations to all of you and the many others being recognized today. But gatherings like this also remind us that public service is not without sacrifice. We think of heroes like Sergeant Kep, who lost both of his legs in 2023 after being struck by a speeding driver while serving our community. And we remember those we lost, including Master Firefighter Lieutenant Higgins, who was just 46 years old and gave his life in the line of duty. And to the families that are here today, thank you. Public safety is a commitment you share too. Late nights, missed holidays, the uncertainty that comes every time your loved one puts on the uniform. Your support makes their service possible. So thank you. And to the 95 public safety professionals being honored today, on behalf of Governor Moore, myself, and the state of Maryland, thank you for your courage, your dedication, and your service to Montgomery County. Congratulations to each and every one of you. We're so proud of you and grateful for your service. God bless you and your families.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor, and please give our thanks also to the governor as well. We appreciate your support. And I probably am one of the only people here who can say that I remember our Lieutenant Governor working closely together when she was with DOT, and she was awesome there too. So thank you for being here. Next, we have our House of Representatives Congresswoman. We have April McClaney Delane. April?
So good morning, everyone. So I am April McLean Delaney, and I am your member of Congress from the 6th Congressional District, which is Up County, Montgomery County, and is also Frederick, Washington County, Allegheny, and Garrett. So a lot of Western and Mountain Maryland. I have to say, and I'm just gonna say it, I love our first responders. I mean, truly. I don't know what our community and our county would do without so many of you here. And I have taken a lot of my federal work to really lift up our first responders, and I've prioritized many of my pieces of legislation, which I'll just talk about in a second, to really show the love and give the resources. It's truly an honor to spend time here today, and I just want to say, as first responders, you put your lives on the line every single day to protect our community, and from administering, as I'm sure everyone else has said, life-serving, emergency medical support, to fighting our fires or keeping violence off our streets. You make this county the wonderful place that it is to live, and I, along with all my constituents, really express my gratitude. I do want to thank our county executive, Mark Elrich, and Chamber President Angela Franco for bringing us all together this morning. And, I'm just so proud to live in Montgomery County and to continue this work, and that this event has been going on for almost 50 years. I do have to lift up Lieutenant Governor Aruna Miller and the Moore Miller administration. Everywhere I go, they show up, from Emming and across the way, and I know how much they care about all the work that you do. And also, I know that my colleague Jamie Raskin will be here later today, later this morning as well. So at a time when public safety is top of mind for many of my neighbors, Having reliable, dedicated people to turn to in moments of crisis is not just important, but is really incredibly essential. And when our communities are in trouble, you are the ones that answer the call. Prior to serving in Congress, I worked in the Biden administration as Deputy Assistant Secretary at Commerce. And I worked on projects like upgrading to next-gen NG 911 and overseeing FirstNet. During that time, I met with public safety leaders from across the country to find ways to improve reliability, interoperability, and outcomes in emergency response. Spending time with police and fire chiefs, the EMS leadership, and 911 professionals has always fueled my belief in public service. And the selflessness of our first responders, shown on a daily basis, exemplifies the best in America. In Congress, I have focused on supporting the families of our fallen heroes, providing mental health services for our first responders experiencing moments of crisis, and standing with our 911 professionals for the reclassification as first responders, as they are truly our first responders. I'm also proud to share that in December, I sponsored the Honoring Our Fellow Fallen Heroes Act, which passed and which expanded the public safety officer's benefit for families of firefighters who lost their lives to service-connected cancers. And further, I also helped with the Healthcare Worker and First Responders Act. I do this just because I do think these resources on a federal level, in addition to a state level, are incredibly important. And one last thing, I do have to lift up State Senator Cheryl Kagan for all she has done in terms of NG 911, staffing resources, and really modernizing equipment. So in closing, I just want to say, I want to thank the families of those who are being recognized here today as well. Working in public service is more than a job, it's a calling, and it extends to the entire family. And the sacrifices aren't only the ones endured by the first responders, it's the children who miss birthdays with mom and dad, or spouses who don't get to spend their anniversaries together with families, or have holiday celebrations late because public safety can't take a day off. Know that my door is always open to you all, and I support you. Congratulations to all of our honorees, and I thank you all for your service and for letting me be a part of this very special celebration. God bless.
And lastly, but not leastly, I'd like to invite to the stage Congressman Jamie Raskin. Jamie?
Thanks so much. Good morning, everybody. I started to go to the wrong place because this is our first year here, right?
Yes, it is.
Well, it's a great honor to be part of a ceremony that praises and recognizes our first responders and the amazing law enforcement people that we have in Montgomery County. I did bring citations for all of the awardees, but I think there's like 40 of them, so I'm just gonna, maybe I'll get them to Mr. Madalino and he can distribute them, or somebody can make sure they get there. But what I just wanted to say was, first of all, we're in recess, and I've spent the last several weeks in some very intense and contentious hearings with Attorney General Bondi and Secretary Noem. It's great to be back in the Free State, and you know, we've had a lot of conversation about law enforcement, the proper role of law enforcement, and the more hearings that we do down in Washington, the prouder I am of what we've created here in Montgomery County and the people who serve us. It is a professional force that is totally integrated in our communities. It is unmasked, and it is devoted to the public good, and we can be so proud of the remarkable work that all of our officers do. And obviously there have been problems with other parts of the government. We don't have those problems, and so it was important for me to be able to just come and be here and to extend my praise and my appreciation for everything that everybody does. And so congratulations also to the honorees, and thank you all for the extraordinary work you do every day.
Okay, now we're going on to the awards, what everyone has been waiting for. Really exciting. I'd like to ask our MC for the day, which I'm really excited to have here, Mauricio Casillas from NBC4 to come on out. Mauricio? Get over there. Let me tell you a little bit about Mauricio. Mauricio was born and raised in El Paso. He attended Arizona State University, where he graduated with a bachelor's degree in journalism and a master's degree in mass communications. Previously, Mauricio worked at KVIA, the ABC affiliate in El Paso. He started as an overnight reporter, then he worked his way up to become anchor and executive producer of the morning newscast. While at KVIA, he reported on border issues that earned him 2 awards from the Associated Press. He also received an Emmy Award from the Lone Star chapter of the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences. Mauricio lives in the area with his wife, Diana, and their baby son. He's a terrific guy, and we're really glad to have you. Mauricio, thank you for being here.
Steve, thank you so much. It's truly an honor to be here. Steve, you should be my agent. That was incredible. Thank you to Steve, and thank you to the Chamber and County for having me this morning. It is my honor to join you all for this momentous event. You make us feel safe, you make us feel secure, and you also make us feel welcome in our community, and that means so much. The one thing I gotta say though, you didn't necessarily protect us from the weather that we're seeing this week. I mean, it was summer one day, winter the other. I'll talk to my guy, Doug Hammer, see what he can do about that.
But Channel 4 called it.
Yeah, Channel 4 called it. We did call it. We did say that. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much.
Montgomery County Alcohol Beverage Services is the county's wholesaler for beer, wine, and spirits, and operates 27 retail stores, while also overseeing leasing, enforcement, and education for more than 1,000 establishments. Alcohol sales generate tens of millions of dollars each year that support parks, libraries, transportation, and public safety, while programs from Alcohol Beverage Services also promote responsible sales, youth education, and safer communities. Let's take a quick look at how Alcohol Beverage Services pours back into our community.
At Alcohol Beverage Services, we're more than just your local liquor store. We're part of what makes Montgomery County thrive. Just like 1/4 of the nation, Montgomery County operates under an alcohol control model. That means every bottle of beer, wine, or spirits you buy helps fund vital services like libraries, public safety, and transportation. Since the end of Prohibition, this model has supported communities like ours, ensuring access to quality products without oversaturating neighborhoods. We also level the playing field for local restaurants and beer and wine stores by giving everyone equitable service on wholesale products. And studies show control systems help create healthier, safer communities. Whether you drink alcohol or not, if you live in Montgomery County, you benefit from Alcohol Beverage Services. Conveniently located in vibrant commercial centers, Montgomery County liquor and wine stores feature welcoming spaces without late-night hours, helping to keep our neighborhoods safe. Our competitive pricing and global sourcing power mean you get top-quality beer, wine, and spirits at prices that make sense. Even the rarest, most sought-after spirits are offered at the suggested retail price, making Montgomery County a true destination for liquor connoisseurs. With local favorites, national brands, and non-alcoholic offerings, Montgomery County Liquor and Wine has something for everyone. Still not sure what you want? Join us for weekly tastings or follow us on social media for masterclasses, bottle signings, and community events. Step into Montgomery County Liquor and Wine, where local flavor meets global quality. And remember, when you buy at Montgomery County Liquor and Wine or any of the county's more than 1,000 licensed establishments, you pour back into your community. Alcohol beverage services plays an important role in our county's top priorities. We streamline alcohol ordering and provide free wholesale delivery to our more than 1,000 licensed establishments. Our warehouse operates around the clock to make sure stores and restaurants get the products they need. From cozy neighborhood spots to national chains, businesses all get the same great service. We also champion local breweries, wineries, and distilleries, giving them a platform to grow. Our Montgomery County liquor and wine retail stores feature local products, helping to make our area a craft beverage destination. And we invest in our community's health and safety through responsible beverage training, prevention programs, and regulatory enforcement at no cost to taxpayers. Our programs foster safe social spaces, prevent drunk driving, and keep alcohol away from people under 21. By shopping at ABS or any locally licensed establishment, you contribute to your community's health, safety, and economic development.
Please welcome back to the stage, Steve Hines.
Before we begin our awards program, I just want to say that this is really actually part of the program that I find most difficult. We would like to take just a moment to pause and honor our brave public safety members who gave their lives in the line of duty, protecting our community. Their legacy lives on. Let's just take a moment of silence to remember with deepest gratitude and respect. Thank you. Mauricio?
Thank you, Steve. Our first recognition of the morning is a special county executive recognition certificate that highlights an individual whose foresight, initiative, and steadfast commitment to a whole of community response exemplify the very best of public service. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Assistant Fire Chief David Pezos. On June 29, 2025, crews responded to elevated carbon monoxide levels inside a 20-story residential high-rise housing that many elderly and mobility-impaired residents. As the situation developed, it was determined that power might need to be shut down, creating serious risks in extreme heat. Assistant Fire Chief David Pezos immediately expanded the response beyond fire operations, coordinating with the Office of Emergency Management and Homeland Security and utility partners, ordered ride-on buses for shelter, maintained full staffing, and directed door-to-door welfare checks. He worked with building management to identify vulnerable residents, assess generator capability, and ensured critical systems remained operational. Chief Pezos also established centralized command, developed contingency plans for extended outages, deployed CERT volunteers for resident support, and ensured responder welfare throughout the operation. Because of his foresight and coordination, residents remained safe, supported, and informed. His leadership prevented potential medical emergencies, unsafe evacuations, and widespread disruption. Chief Pezos' actions reflect the highest standard of collaborative, community-focused public safety leadership, and it is our honor to recognize him with this County Executive Recognition Certificate. Let's give him a round of applause.
Guys, turn this way.
The Public Safety Partner Award recognizes an organization or individual who advances the mission of public safety agencies in Montgomery County through their actions or advocacy. Let's welcome to the stage from the Montgomery County Office of Emergency Management and Homeland Security, Matt Biziroko, Emergency Management Specialist 2 from the University of Maryland, Dr. Sumant Nigam, Professor and Chair, Department of Atmospheric and Oceanic Science, Director, Maryland Messenet, James Hyde, Program Manager, Genevieve Cooper, Administrative Manager, Patrick Walsh, Messenet Technician, Maria Nikolaitic, Messenet Web Developer, Catherine Lehman, Undergraduate Assistant from the State of Maryland, Russell Strickland, Secretary, Maryland Department of Emergency Management, Joey Crastel, Meteorological Hazards Analyst, Maryland Department of Emergency Management, Tyler Poland, Lead Environmental Specialist, Maryland Environmental Service, Joseph Whalen, Maryland Messenet Intern. We need to break away from our award ceremony. For breaking weather news, I want to send things over to my NBC4 colleague, Amelia Draper.
Thanks, Mauricio, for letting me crash the Public Safety Awards to help celebrate our first Public Safety Award that recognizes a public safety partnership that has strengthened Montgomery County's preparation for severe weather. This one is close to my heart, and I'm proud to celebrate with all of you. As you know, weather is one of the most serious and ongoing threats to public safety. As storms become more intense and increasingly localized, traditional forecasting systems often don't provide the timely, precise information needed to protect lives. Recognizing this gap, the Montgomery County Office of Emergency Management and Homeland Security, led by Emergency Management Specialist Matt Mazurko, proposed developing a local mesonet weather monitoring system. A mesonet is a dense network of advanced weather stations that captures hyper-local conditions that can otherwise go undetected. Through collaboration with the University of Maryland, the Maryland Department of Emergency Management, and the Maryland Environmental Service, this vision became a reality. These stations now deliver near real-time data to emergency managers and the National Weather Service, improving warnings for flooding, snow, and severe thunderstorms, including damaging winds. This allows resources to be positioned earlier, responders to be better protected, and communities to be safer. Congratulations to all of the winners today, and back to you, Mauricio.
That's the magic of television. Amelia, thank you so much, and congratulations to all our award winners. Let's give them a round of applause, please.
Mauricio, back to you.
Our next Public Safety Partner Award recognizes a partnership that strengthens public safety, not through response alone, but through education, opportunity, and long-term investment in the people who serve our community. Please welcome to the stage from the University of Maryland Global Campus, Christopher Swain, Director of Criminal Justice, Public Safety, Collegiate Associate Professor, Justin Hasty, Director of UMGC's Strategic Partnerships, Gregory W. Fowler, PhD, President of UMGC. The Montgomery County Police Department proudly nominated the University of Maryland Global Campus for its transformative partnership that has expanded access to higher education for sworn officers, professional staff, their families, and future recruits. Launched in September of last year, this collaboration created a tailored educational pathway that recognizes the professional training and experience of MCPD personnel. Sworn officers can earn up to 60 college credits for completing the training academy and field training program, while professional staff and family members receive tuition reductions, waived fees, and access to UMGC's full catalog of degree programs. Through a combination of prior coursework and prior learning assessments, many officers are now able to begin a 120-credit bachelor's degree program with as much as 90 credits already earned. That's dramatically reducing both time and financial barriers to education. Beyond individual benefit, this partnership strengthens recruitment and retention by aligning professional development with educational opportunity. And it broadens the applicant pool, supports career advancement, and reinforces a culture of lifelong learning and professionalism within MCPD. This collaboration stands as a model for how public safety agencies and education institutions can work together to invest in workforce readiness and community trust. Join me in congratulating our winners. The next Public Safety Partner Award recognizes two individuals whose daily work exemplifies the very heart of public safety: compassion, professionalism, and the ability to bring calm to crisis. Please join me in welcoming Cynthia Moya and Iman Sirkin Ahmed to the stage. This award honors Cynthia Moya, Therapist 2, and Iman Sirkin Ahmed, Certified Peer Recovery Specialist, for their exceptional service on Montgomery County's mobile crisis outreach teams. While this nomination is not tied to a single incident, it reflects the culminative impact of their sustained commitment to excellence in crisis. Both are often first on scene in volatile, high-stakes situations, consistently demonstrating the ability to de-escalate crises, build trust with individuals in acute distress, and coordinate care across behavioral health and public safety systems. Ms. Moya has been a cornerstone of the Crisis Center since 2016, helping grow mobile crisis from a single team into a robust multi-team operation. She routinely volunteers for most challenging assignments and ensures individuals are connected to long-term care beyond that initial crisis. She also serves as an instructor in crisis intervention team training, strengthening collaboration between clinicians and law enforcement. Ms. Sirkin Ahmed joined the team in 2024 and quickly became an invaluable asset. Through lived experience and peer support, she has achieved exceptional success connecting individuals, especially those struggling with substance use, to treatment and recovery. Her initiative in the SIT MCOT pilot has helped shape innovative crisis response practices. Without their steady presence, many of these situations could have escalated into unnecessary hospitalizations or law enforcement interventions. Their work is so important. Congratulations to you both. Our next award presentation is the Community Service Award. It's presented for volunteer dedication and initiative above and beyond the call of duty over time that has affected and benefited the residents of Montgomery County. And we are proud to recognize Fire and Rescue Service Battalion Chief Ashley Robinson. Please join us on stage for the Chief Leslie B. Thompson Community Service Award in recognition of her extraordinary volunteer service and leadership. Chief Robinson is the founder and leader of Girls Wired for Fire, a free week-long immersive camp designed to empower young women ages 16 to 20 by introducing them to careers in firefighting, emergency medical services, and public safety. Held annually at the Montgomery County Public Safety Training Academy, the program provides hands-on training in fire suppression, EMS scenarios, rescue operations, physical fitness, leadership development, and CPR certification. And beyond those skills, the program focuses on mentorship, teamwork, and confidence building. Chief Robinson created Girls Wired for Fire to address the gender gap in fire service and to inspire the next generation of female leaders in public safety. Through her personal volunteer commitment, she's built a program that fosters resilience, belonging, and self-confidence among participants, many of whom had never considered careers in public safety before attending. Since its inception, Girls Wired for Fire has become a respected and impactful program in the county, helping dozens of young women discover their potential, form lasting connections, and pursue future opportunities in fire and emergency services. A mentor and hero to all. Congratulations, Chief Robinson. It is now my honor to move on to the Unit Citation Award. This award recognizes the outstanding collective performance of a unit whose professionalism and actions demonstrate excellence in response to a public safety incident. Our first Unit Citation Award recognizes the Maryland National Capital Park Police Montgomery County Division Special Assignment Team for their exceptional service, investigative skill, and coordination during a complex community safety incident along the Sligo Creek Trail. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Sergeant Chris Wong, Sergeant Leandro de Los Angeles, this team of Sergeant Micah Farmer, Sergeant Leandro de Los Angeles, Detective Brian Rumsey, Detective Matthew Green, Detective Kimberly Pegler, Detective John Wigmore, and Patrol Sergeant Chris Wong responded to a series of repeated anti-Semitic and politically motivated graffiti incidents along one of the county's most heavily used trail systems. The offensive messages caused significant concern among residents, families, and daily trail users, creating fear and undermining their sense of safety in a shared public space. Through strategic planning and coordinated action, members of the Special Assignment Team installed surveillance equipment, identified behavioral patterns, and gathered critical evidence that helped identify the suspect. Patrol and SAT worked seamlessly together, sharing intelligence, coordinating cleanup efforts, and executing a joint surveillance operation that resulted in the safe apprehension and charging of the individual responsible. Each member played a vital role in the operation, from surveillance and arrest to evidence collection, case documentation, and follow-up charging, ensuring a thorough and successful resolution. Their professionalism and attention to detail ended the vandalism and restored confidence to the community. This case exemplifies the highest standards of teamwork, communication, and public service. Through their dedication and collaboration, these officers protected a vital community resource and reaffirmed the Park Police's commitment to maintaining safe and inclusive spaces for everyone. Congratulations to you both.
Question.
The next unit citation recognizes compassion in the performance of eviction-related duties throughout Montgomery County. Please welcome to the stage awardee Deputy Sheriff 3 Taylor Boyd, along with MCSO Civil Division Section Captain Michael Brickles and Lieutenant Cynthia DeFreezy, Eviction Section Supervisor, who will accept this award on behalf of the other unit members. In 2025, the eviction section experienced a significant increase in workload, enforcing more than 1,000 final eviction court orders amid a 25% rise in scheduled evictions since 2023. Compounding this challenge was a dramatic increase in volatile, high-risk encounters, including a substantial rise in emergency mental health situations requiring crisis intervention. Throughout these highly stressful and emotionally charged circumstances, this unit consistently demonstrated sound judgment, de-escalation skills, and empathy. While executing lawful court orders, deputies remained vigilant in identifying signs of mental health crisis, frequently intervening to connect individuals with appropriate care rather than defaulting to arrest. Their actions helped prevent escalation, reduce unnecessary incarceration, and protect the safety of everyone involved. Despite staffing challenges and an increasingly demanding operational environment, this team maintained professionalism, ensured compliance with Maryland law and agency policy, and preserved peace at each scene. The eviction section also worked collaboratively with multiple county agencies and advocacy organizations to provide vulnerable residents with access to housing stability resources, medical assistance, and legal support. This unit's collective dedication, adaptability, and commitment to community-centered service exemplify the core values of the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office. Congratulations to you all. The next unit citation recognizes members of the Montgomery County Fire and Rescue Services for their extraordinary compassion, initiative, and service during an incident on August 7th, 2025 at Bent Willow Circle in Germantown. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Battalion Chief Eric Ramashadi, Lieutenant Daniel Cochran, Lieutenant Michael Barkley, Mobile Integrated Health Manager Abital Graves, Firefighter Joseph Jenkins, and Firefighter Samuel Demakowski. Firefighter Paramedic James Tyler, Master Firefighter Bradley Walters, Master Firefighter Nicholas Nosbish. What began as a routine response to an automatic fire alarm quickly evolved into a humanitarian mission. Upon arrival, personnel discovered that the alarm was caused by a malfunctioning smoke detector in an apartment that was occupied by a mother with a debilitating chronic illness and her 3 young kids. The crew also identified severe living conditions that posed immediate health and safety risks. Demonstrating exceptional judgment and empathy, the respondents went far beyond standard protocol. They installed working smoke alarms to ensure immediate safety and then coordinated a comprehensive response involving multiple county agencies, including Mobile Integrated Health Services, the Mobile Crisis Outreach Team, and housing support. The team also secured food through the Upcounty Regional Service Center and Upcounty Hub, personal care items, temporary housing assistance, and provided emotional support to the kids during a really tough situation. Through decisive action, interagency coordination, and genuine compassion, this team significantly improved the family's immediate well-being and helped establish a path towards stability. Their actions addressed not only the presenting emergency, but also the underlying conditions that threatened the family's long-term safety. Congratulations to all of our awardees.
Congratulations.
Each year, the PSA Awards recognize public safety officers with an honorable mention award. This award recognizes acts of valor and acts that involve personal risk, unusual demonstration of judgment, zeal, or ingenuity not normally involved in the performance of duties. Our first honorable mention recognizes members of the Montgomery County Fire and Rescue Services for their courageous actions during a residential fire on January 26, 2025 at Garland Avenue. Please welcome to the stage Captain Brian Riley, Lieutenant Kyle Holder, Lieutenant Aaron Hikes, Firefighter Christopher Kane, Firefighter Brian Carpio, Firefighter Paramedic Jose Perez Albela. Late that evening, crews responded to a reported apartment fire and found minimal visible signs upon arrival. Demonstrating strong situational awareness, a thorough size-up revealed an active fire in the basement level apartment. Crews immediately forced entry and initiated interior operations under hazardous conditions with heavy smoke, heat, and limited visibility. During the search, firefighters located a trapped occupant near the seat of the fire. In a rapidly deteriorating environment, decisive action was taken to move that victim away from immediate danger and complete a coordinated rescue. The occupant, suffering from severe burn injuries, was provided emergency medical care and transported as a priority 1 burn patient to a regional burn center, where they were expected to survive. These actions required split-second judgment, technical skill, and a willingness to risk personal safety to save a life. The coordinated response of these crews directly contributed to a successful rescue that could have otherwise ended in tragedy. Please join me in congratulating everyone.
Congratulations.
Our second honorable mention recognizes Alan Shiflett, Private First Class. Please join us on stage for his decisive and life-saving actions during a medical emergency on June 1st, 2025 at the Montgomery County Detention Center. On that date, PFC Shiflett intervened during an attempted suicide involving an incarcerated individual. Upon recognizing the signs of distress, he acted immediately, calling for assistance and removing a makeshift tourniquet that was restricting blood flow to that individual's neck. His quick thinking, professionalism, and ability to remain calm were critical in stabilizing the situation. And because of his swift response, medical personnel were able to assess the individual and restore vital signs. That individual was subsequently transported by Montgomery County Fire and Rescue Services in stable condition. Without this immediate intervention, the outcome could have been tragic. PFC Shiflett's actions reflect sound judgment, compassion, and a strong commitment to preserving life. His response exemplifies the quiet heroism that often occurs behind the scenes in correctional environments and underscores the vital role that correctional professionals play in public safety. Please join me in congratulating Private First Class Alan Shiflett. We're now moving on to the Bronze Medal of Valor Awards. The Bronze Valor Award recognizes acts of bravery involving unusual personal risk beyond the expectation while performing the usual responsibility. Bronze medals may also be awarded to a member who demonstrates unusual judgment, zeal, or ingenuity during an emergency when such an act is beyond normally expected in the performance of duty. Please welcome to the stage Sergeant Gary Gard, and please turn your attention to the video monitor.
On Sunday, April 27, 2025, at approximately 7:45 a.m., more than 1,500 runners gathered at the starting line of the Pikes Peak 10K in Rockville. Montgomery County police officers were assigned to traffic control and event security along the race route. Sergeant Gary Gard was working the detail. Within minutes, a routine assignment became something else.
And I heard her keying up saying that there was a female driver who wasn't cooperating with her. And then at some point the driver took off. And she said, oh, the driver's in the course. And another officer up further got on the radio and said, okay, she's driving right at me. Oh, she's driving right past me. She's not stopping. She almost hit me. And then he said, oh, there's no license plate on the car and there's a cone under it. So all of a sudden you're already like, this is bad. Well, it just went to real bad. Like, it was just a premeditated thing. We have a lot of other issues that happen nationwide. Bad incidents at large crowds. And at that point, I knew that the course that she was coming right where I was at.
A Jeep Wrangler had entered the closed race route and was driving toward the course. Officers attempted to stop the driver, but she did not comply. She continued northbound at a high rate of speed and turned onto a roadway leading directly toward the starting line.
And at that point, the crowds had been gathering for a while. There were probably 1,500, 2,000 people less than a mile from where I was at. So I got in my car, put it in gear, and just took off as fast as I could, passing the motorcycle officer, and was able to pass her without striking any of the pedestrians that were also in the roadway warming up, and then getting in front of her.
With a large crowd less than a mile ahead, Sergeant Guard repositioned his cruiser. He passed the suspect vehicle and moved into position in front of it.
I had to get very good contact between my bumper and hers, and then just slam my brakes on.
He applied his brakes, causing the Jeep to crash into the rear of his cruiser, bringing it to a stop and preventing the driver from reaching the runners. The driver refused to get out of the Jeep. Officers broke the driver's side window, put it in park, and took her into custody. A search of the Jeep recovered a magazine containing 5 9mm rounds.
There wasn't really time. It all happened in a matter of a few seconds. It was more, we got to get her stopped before she gets to the starting line, and you could see the starting line from where we were at.
The situation developed quickly, and he responded without hesitation.
I think the community knows that we go out of our way to do the right thing and to help others, and truly that morning got up with the intention to make sure people were kept safe, and that's what I was going to do that day.
For his decisive judgment and willingness to place himself in harm's way to protect a large public gathering, Sergeant Gary Guard is awarded the Bronze Valor Award. On April 27, 2025, his actions changed the outcome of what could have ended very differently. Lives were protected that morning.
Congratulations, Sergeant Guard. It's one thing to read it, it's another thing to see it. That is so incredible. Wow. Our next Bronze Valor Award recognizes courageous and life-saving actions taken by Montgomery County Fire and Rescue Service members during a residential fire in the early morning hours of February 16, 2025 at Oak Avenue. Please welcome to the stage Lieutenant Scott Anderson, firefighter Jonathan Silverhorn, firefighter Drake Becca, firefighter paramedic Joshua Cook. Let's turn our attention to the video monitors to learn more about their heroic actions.
On Sunday, February 16, 2025, Montgomery County Fire and Rescue units responded to a house fire near the unit block of Oak Avenue in Gaithersburg, Maryland. Crews arrived to find a single-family home filled with heavy smoke and flames with reports that a resident was trapped inside. While Engine 708 attacked the fire, the crew of Tower 708, led by Lieutenant Anderson with firefighter Betchka and firefighter paramedic Cook, advanced through extreme heat and zero visibility, located the unconscious occupant, and carried him to safety.
Firefighter Betchka on 8C.
My name is Joshua Cook. I'm firefighter paramedic 3 with Montgomery County Fire Rescue. So we got dispatched middle of the night.
Tones go off. I was in the middle of a REM cycle. So I'm running, I'm getting dressed, putting my gear on.
On the way there, we had reports of a house fire. I believe the comments were indicating that we were gonna have work on scene.
I see Josh say, that house is on fire, right? So I know, okay, we're expecting something here, right?
So we knew which house it was. We knew we had fire pushing out the Charlie side, or the rear. And when we got on scene and I hopped off, Gaithersburg police officer came up and said that the neighbors think that there's someone inside, that they're pretty sure he's there. There is a car in front of the house, and they think he's inside. So I relayed that to my officer, and that's when we changed priorities to doing a search and looking for a victim.
There's fire significantly coming out that window, and there's some turbulent black smoke coming out that front door.
So firefighter Betchka went ahead of me. And I was behind him with the can. He moved forward after we got in direction just to go left.
There's zero visibility, right? The most difficult part here is going to be able to efficiently navigate. Whenever you take visibility away, right, everything in your mind becomes a little bit more challenging just from a mental standpoint.
And it wasn't until we got closer to the door when smoke was starting to lift that I was able to see him actually in front of me.
Go ahead, I put my tool on the wall so I could reorient myself to it. Feel, oh, we got a victim, right? Call back, Josh is coming down the hallway. Josh, hey, we got a victim, man.
As soon as he called him out, I ditched the can in the hallway, the water can, and moved forward to his voice. And he told me, hey, I've got him here. I got his feet. Can you get his head? I said, sure.
And then together, he and I work and finish sort of the extrication process for removing him.
Being able to move out efficiently and effectively. And I think we did it pretty well. We were able to get out of the house relatively quickly once we got him and got him into the front yard to start doing resuscitative care.
At that time, 8C was a very tight-knit, strong crew that really cared about each other. And I think that really does actually mean something, right? And so when you are invested, not just in the job itself, but the people that you're working with, that just enhances the overall quality of performance, right?
Do the training in-house, in the station. Do the search drills.
Every single day, whether you're on an EMS unit, whether you're on a fire piece, what happens when the spotlight's on, what does it expose? It exposes character, right? And your character will be tested, and you will figure out, right, who you are.
Because of their courage, professionalism, and unwavering commitment to duty, the actions of Lieutenant Anderson, Firefighter Betchka, Firefighter Paramedic Cook, and Firefighter Silberhorn stand as a powerful example of what it means to serve. Their decisive response under extreme conditions directly saved a life and brought honor to Montgomery County Fire and Rescue Service. In recognition of their extraordinary bravery and dedication, these members of Tower 708 are proudly awarded this year's Bronze Valor Award. Please join us in congratulating them for their heroic service.
We are now moving on to the Silver Medal of Valor Awards. The Silver Medal of Valor Award recognizes acts of bravery involving great personal risk beyond the call of duty. Please welcome to the stage Firefighter Joshua Monzelio, and please turn your attention to the video monitors.
In the face of danger, Joshua Monzelio demonstrated extraordinary courage and dedication to public safety, earning the Silver Medal of Valor. On a quiet stretch of road in rural Maryland, late at night, everything felt ordinary, until it didn't. Picture the darkness of Hobbs Road in Denton, Maryland, suddenly broken by flashing firelight and urgency. Now ask yourself, when the moment comes, when no one's watching and help hasn't arrived yet, what would you do? On May 23, 2025, between 10 and 11 p.m., an off-duty firefighter named Joshua Monzelio was flagged down by a stranger. Ahead of him, a truck lay on its side, burning. Inside, someone was trapped. So time wasn't a luxury, it was the enemy. You see, Joshua didn't have turnout gear. No air pack, no radio, just his training, instinct, and a choice. He assessed the scene and grabbed a personal fire extinguisher, knocking down flames long enough to get closer. The heat was intense, the smoke was thick, and the door to that vehicle wouldn't budge. So he adapted. Using metal debris from the crash, he shattered a window and reached inside that vehicle before it could erupt at any second. Now think about that moment. No protective equipment, fire growing bigger by the second around all that twisted metal and toxic smoke filling the air. Still, Joshua made it to that driver who was semi-conscious, unbelted, injured, and unable to escape. With the help of a bystander, they pulled that driver free from the burning wreckage. But it didn't stop there. On the dark roadside, still without protective gear, Joshua shifted into his role as an EMT. He assessed, stabilized, and cared for the victim, maintaining calm, focused treatment until emergency crews arrived and he transferred care. So here's the truth. Had he hesitated, the outcome could have been fatal. In a rural area, minutes matter. His actions didn't just help, they saved a life that night. So when we talk about valor, this is what it looks like. It's not about being on duty or off duty, it's about answering the call anyway. And that's why firefighter Joshua Monzelio's courage stands as a powerful reminder: heroes don't wait for permission, they act.
Our next Silver Valor Award recognizes the collaboration that took place between the Montgomery County Police Department and the Montgomery County Fire and Rescue Services. Please join me in welcoming to the stage members of both departments. From the Montgomery County Police Department, Sergeant Gary Gard, Corporal Megan Wyatt, Police Officer 3 Christopher Aversa. For Montgomery County Fire and Rescue Services, Captain James Linehauser, Captain Kevin Young, firefighters Levi Freeburn, Jonathan Stidham, Stephen Brynich, Robert Laidlow, Kevin Jacobson, Nicholas Manfredi. Please turn your attention now to the video monitors.
Heavy rain on Thursday, July 31st, 2025, led to flooding throughout several areas of Montgomery County. At the intersection of Bradley Boulevard and Mercy Hollow Lane in Potomac, floodwaters quickly overtook the roadway. Corporal Megan Wyatt was on her way to another call when she drove into the area and saw a vehicle trapped in the water. While Corporal Wyatt was assessing the situation, a second vehicle entered the floodwaters. The car was swept away and pushed into a guardrail. Now 2 vehicles were trapped in rushing water. From more than 200 feet away, officers could see that one of the vehicles was almost completely submerged. A 12-year-old boy climbed on top of the SUV to stay above the water.
I knew I had to do something. I saw a problem on my hands and realized these people were desperately looking for help. They were screaming for me to save them. I had nothing but, a chance. I had to take a chance at it. I immediately stripped down my gear. I knew, I had to do something at the end of the day. I had to try.
Corporal Wyatt entered the water. Sergeant Gary Gard arrived shortly after, followed by Officer Christopher Aversa. Dashcam video shows the officers using ropes as they tried to reach the vehicles.
When I arrived, I immediately realized, oh man, this is gonna be a disaster because the water was so high. Having worked with Corporal Wyatt for 8 years now, I knew her radio tone of voice, and this was clearly elevated, asking for additional units. And it took forever for me to get there to begin with. And then when I saw the situation, I was like, I didn't even see the car that she was talking about at the time. I just saw water everywhere.
Corporal Wyatt had already removed her belt and told Aversa she was going into the water. He told her she was not going alone.
Hold on, Meg, do not go without me.
No, we gotta go together.
Sergeant Gary Gard joined them as they tried to reach the vehicles.
So I kept repeating, I was like, we're not gonna make ourselves victims too. Like, we gotta help these people. We're not gonna become victims that need to be rescued as well. And at that point, we were trying to stay as close together as possible and work as a team to get as far forward as we could while staying on the roadway to get the rope line to the people in the vehicle.
The current was strong. Debris and logs moved through the water. The officers pushed objects away to keep from being pulled downstream. Montgomery County Fire and Rescue's swift water rescue teams were en route. Firefighters Levi Freeburn and Kevin Jacobson arrived along with Captain Linehauser.
We were the first heavy unit that arrived on scene, and we arrived with one of the small boat teams. And this is where I have to commend the police, right? The only other units that were on scene of this call were on the opposite side of this intersection, and it was the police units. So when I hopped out of the fire truck, I'm assessing the situation. I very clearly see a single vehicle in floodwater. But as I look across this intersection, I can see the police motioning downstream of where this vehicle is. And in my mind, I'm saying, what are they pointing at?
Firefighters deployed boats and began working through multiple rescue plans. They were dealing with 2 vehicles, 6 occupants, and fast-moving water.
I mean, I listened to the radio traffic the entire time, and when Captain Linehauser got on the radio, not once but twice saying, I need the closest boat resource or swiftwater resource here now. I mean, we knew that was, we knew that it was on. When I got on scene, I was the 3rd boat on scene, and the first 2 units had already gone through Plan A and Plan B, and they didn't work. And so at that point, we were moving down the line and going to Plan C and just continuing to change our plans up. Because we had 2 vehicles, both had 3 people, 3 occupants each. And we had to get them out one way or the other.
Rescuers were able to remove the occupants from both vehicles.
So when I did find out once the water was receding and noticed that not only 1 kid was there, but there was 2 children in the back seat, it was a huge sigh of relief. I was really counting my blessings.
The response required coordination between police officers and firefighters working in fast-moving water.
Everything that we do, not just with this call, everything we do is a team effort. Like police and fire, like it's always a team. We work better when we work together. We're the ones that ended up in front of the camera, but this was a big team effort. Like everyone on scene that day, deserves, recognition.
That afternoon, 6 people were safely rescued from rushing floodwaters. The Montgomery County Chamber of Commerce honors these officers and firefighters with the Silver Medal of Valor for their professionalism, teamwork, and commitment to protecting the community.
The star of the show. It is with great honor that we present our last awards of the morning. This incident encompasses a unit citation, Bronze Valor, and a Gold Valor Award. The Gold Valor is a premier award that recognizes an act of bravery involving an extreme personal risk that is clearly above and beyond the call of duty, or an incident of valor that results in serious injury or death. Very few gold medals have been awarded through the years. Before we begin this award, we would like to recognize our previous Gold Valor Award winners, some of whom are with us today. We would like to recognize them. From the Montgomery County Police Department, Sergeant Patrick Kep, Sergeant Stephen Austin, Lieutenant Cody Fields, Captain Brian Dillman, Captain Dave Reed. From Montgomery County Fire and Rescue Services, Captain Larry Murray. Let's give them all a big round of applause. Please turn your attention now to the video monitors.
On October 1st, 2023, what began as a welfare check inside a 16-story apartment building quickly became a 6-hour life-or-death operation. A family member had obtained a court-ordered emergency evaluation petition for her adult son. He had been demonstrating concerning behavior and was threatening to jump from a 15th-floor balcony. When officers arrived, the situation escalated within seconds.
Throughout the course of the event, the subject would routinely hop onto the other side of the balcony and Watching the video that we had from the drone at multiple times during the event, I thought that the subject was going to jump off that balcony.
For hours, negotiators worked to bring him safely inside. Tactical teams prepared for every possible outcome. Multiple plans were put in place, and the use of rappellers were the absolute last resort. The subject moved from chair to railing, from balcony to adjacent balcony, at times barricading the sliding glass doors. Crisis negotiators created that window. As the subject re-entered the apartment, rappellers descended from the roof. But the plan shifted when he spotted the officers on the balcony.
In a feat of absolute heroism, the subject left both of his feet and jumped at the officer in an attempt to jump over the 15th-story balcony. Officer Mercurio acted with probably the most heroism I've ever seen in my 20-year career with this department. He was able to grab onto him with one arm while repelled. The weight of the person pulled Officer Mercurio a little up off the ground, and in a coordinated effort, the entry tactical team as well as another repeller were able to get down and bring the subject back into the apartment.
Officer Eric Mercurio held on, suspended by rope, one arm, 15 stories above the ground. His team moved in without hesitation, not tied to safety lines, fighting to pull both men back from the edge. After every emergency response team activation, there's a debrief, a review of what happened, what worked, what could have gone differently. For Captain Chris Hackley, who served as the tactical commander that day, the reflection was personal.
So I had a front row seat on the command bus. I was able to watch the video from the drone in real time. As I previously said, a lot of the reflection that you have is 2020. It's what could I have done? What could I have done differently? What different orders or commands could I have provided to protect your people? The officers who rappel down, obviously they're tied in with rope and they're protected. And when you go back to reflect on that video and you watch all the tactical officers who entered the apartment in order to render aid to their officer, their colleague, those officers were fighting with the subject up against the railing that we have no idea the structure or stability of that railing. And none of those officers who went onto that balcony were tied down with any safety harnesses. So I think during the debrief, and it was my decision to allow the SWAT operators to utilize that tactic in order to save this person's life, I had a lot of reflection about what could have happened to those officers had that railing given way. And to me, that is obviously an emotional thing. Knowing these officers, knowing what they do every single day and the amount of effort and training that they put forth to protect members of this community, it's just a lot to reflect on and understand the true nature of what they do and how good they do it. You could watch the video 100 times. I don't recommend it, especially when you know the officers that did what they did. And it is just a true feat of courage, heroism, and coordinated effort and planning, not just of the SWAT team, but of the entire emergency response team, the patrol officers, everybody who showed up that day to do their job, to save a life. And I think that it goes without saying that when you see it and you truly watch it and you slow it down and watch it in slow motion and rewind and think about what really happened that day, it goes without saying that these officers are deserving of every award and really the support of the community for what they did that day, what they do every day.
On October 1st, 2023, no life was lost because patrol officers secured the scene, because crisis negotiators never stopped trying, because Officer Edward Cochran and the emergency response team stood ready, and because Officer Eric Mercurio refused to let go. In the Emergency Services Division, the motto is simple: mission before self. There is no mission too big. Today, we honor courage, we honor coordination, and we honor the extraordinary commitment to protect life at any cost.
demonstrates this event was a large team effort, and we would like to recognize that this event also had a Bronze Valor and Unit Citation Award winners. While we are unable to name all of the officers involved because of their role within the department, we would like to recognize the following. Police Officer 3, Austin Fogarty. Police Officer 3, Evan Clark. Police Officer 3, Michael Chinblum. Police Officer 3, Michael Polska. Sergeant Jeremy Smalling. Sergeant Kevin Ream. Sergeant Michael Skidmore. Physician Assistant Robert Ryan. Deputy Sheriff Dominic Mash. And now, please join me in a huge round of applause and help me in congratulating our gold medal award hero, Officer Eric Mercurio.
Chief, where do you want him? Right in the middle. Hold on one second. Hold on. Just let him pick it.
Another round of applause, please.
Well, thank you so much to all of our heroes. It is impossible not to feel the gratitude and the valor and the spirit that they bring to the work they do and that they bring to our communities. Thank you so much. So as we close today, we want to thank Mauricio. Thank you so much for being our greatest MC. We appreciate you very much. Thank you. And thank you to everybody that made today's possible, our sponsors, our partners in public safety, our volunteers, and all the chamber team that worked behind the scenes. I also want to thank Steve. This is your year 26. Thank you so much for really continuing this amazing work of recognizing our heroes. And to our board of directors, really today is one of my favorite events that I've helped put together and that I've attended. And last year when I attended this event for the first time, it was very special because I had that feeling of community, of working together, of elevating each other. And that is really what is so unique about our community here in Montgomery County. So I'm honored, and thank you for giving me the opportunity as well to serve you and to be here in this moment. And to all of our honorees, congratulations. And thank you again for keeping our community safe. So now I'm gonna turn it over to Steve and our amazing co-chair. Really, Steve, your commitment, attention to detail, and the way we work with the team and with the County Executive's Office has been incredible. So thank you all.
Thank you. I just want to take a moment to thank our entire committee, my firm, and there are some firm members back there. Lord Turley and Brewer, thank you so much for all your support. And also my family, who is here as well. Over the last 26 years, it's been a real pleasure to be part of this event. I started this event, I took over as chair of this event in 2001. The first thing I had on my plate, obviously, was 9/11. And I've seen so many other incidents with incredible acts of valor over the years. My 26 years, it's a long time. I thought I took this on for maybe 1 or 2 years. It's obviously lasted a bit longer than that. But the truth is, and Gigi knows this, because I've said it to her a million times and I've said it to Angela, is that you don't stay involved in something this long unless it really means something to you. And this is a relationship with public safety is something that I'm pretty passionate about. And it has enhanced my life tremendously. Over the years, I have had the privilege to get to know so many of you, not just as professionals, but as people, as friends. I've seen the pride you've taken in your work, the humility which comes with how you serve, and the deep commitment to protect others. And this comes at the expense of family time, of professional time, and as we've seen, literally throwing yourself in the line of fire where you may not come home. And I don't take that lightly. This event started as a simple idea to make sure that the heroes in our community were recognized in a meaningful way. And each year it has grown not just in size, but in heart. It takes an incredible amount of coordination. We deal with nominations. We take the selection process extremely serious. We do planning, as you see. We have our sponsors, who we thank immensely. And there's logistics after logistics. And to my county friends here, if I was a bit of a taskmaster today, I apologize in advance, and thank you, Natalie, because it means a lot to make sure that we're not only on time and moving the program, but doing something that I've said from the beginning, which is making sure that while all of you are here enjoying this program and respecting what you're seeing, that this day is all about public safety. It's our one day to say thank you for what you do each and every day. And so, to all of our sponsors, to the chamber, to the workers here who work so hard and tirelessly, to the awardees, to their families, I say thank you from the bottom of my heart. You've really made this day a terrific day. It's something that we will always remember. It's not like we have a gold medal winner every year. Congratulations to our gold medal winner. Let's have one more round of applause. That is huge. And I say thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to come here and to thank our public safety heroes. Lastly, I want to take a moment to recognize our amazing MC, Mauricio. Mauricio, thank you so much for joining us. And I'm going to pause for 1 second. Thank you. Come on over. That's just as a small token of our appreciation for all you do. You've been a pleasure to work with, and thank you so much. I hope this was as meaningful to you. You're more than welcome to.
Absolutely. Truly an honor and inspired by the work that you all do. Thank you for what you do. Appreciate it.
And I want to just turn the program over to my co-chair, Earl Stoddard, who is with the County Executive's Office, as you know, and he has been a pleasure over the last few years to work with. I've grown to really know Earl pretty well, and I think we work very well together. Earl, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Steve and Angela. I want to thank everyone for who joined us here today. Ceremonies like this remind us that public safety is not just a function of government, but it's a shared responsibility. You heard during some of the rescues there were civilians involved in some of these, and obviously we appreciate and recognize when our public safety servants work in conjunction with our residents. To our first responders, emergency managers, communicators, health professionals, and public safety leaders, you represent the very best of this county. You represent the work that you do often happens out of sight, but its impacts are felt every single day. You prepare for the unpredictable, you respond to the unthinkable. And when the call comes, you do it without hesitation. What stands out most is not just your skill, but your heart. The care you show to residents in their most vulnerable moments, the calm you bring to the chaos, and the trust you build in our community. Today's honorees represent countless others who serve alongside them. While we only can recognize a few on stage, we know they stand shoulder to shoulder with a team of individuals who make this work possible. As we leave here today, let us not wait until next year to express our gratitude. Take the time to thank a first responder. Teach our young people about service. Continue building relationships that keep our county safe. To all of today's award recipients, congratulations and thank you so much. We are proud of you, we are grateful for you, and we are honored to serve alongside you. Thank you for all those attending. And before we say goodbye, I'd like to bring back out Pastor Zetz to give us our benediction, and I hope everyone travels safely at the end. Thank you.
Why don't we stand for the benediction? As you stand, I have an assignment for you. Turn to the person next to you and tell them the best is yet to come. Now say it with some conviction. Psalm 67, verses 1 through 4. May God be gracious to us and bless us and make his face shine upon us, that your ways may be known on earth, your salvation among the nations. May the peoples praise you, O God. May all the peoples praise you. May the nations be glad and sing for joy. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity we've had to honor those before us. Now as we go, may we be blessed and empowered to continue to serve through your amazing grace. I pray that your protection would be upon our entire law enforcement family, on all first responders. Lord, these are dangerous and perilous times. We need divine protection. We need divine intervention. As King David said in Psalm 91, he who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest under the shadow of the Almighty. Father, your word says that in the last days I will pour out my spirit on all flesh. Lord, show mercy to our nation. Send revival that would heal our land. Lord, we need you. We need your help. Help us, I pray. Lord, may each person here today be filled with hope as they leave. May your gracious peace rest upon each of us now. I pray all of this in your glorious and matchless name. And everybody said, Amen. The Lord bless you all. Thank you.
We're going to call the students at FCPS now.